jump in. How do you know where to publish?
Well, for me, I guess there are two sources. If you Google educational technology journals, you get a couple of results where people have published pretty decent lists. I think University of Indiana, I think, has published a list, and you can get a couple lists of the journals with sometimes with impact factors, and so I use those. And start there, and then you go to the journal and you read their aims and scope and find out what their focus is. My other source of ideas is just what journals do I find myself citing over and over again.
Okay.
When I'm doing my literature reviews, I notice that computers in education, or computers in human behavior, or educational technology research and development come up over and over again, and that's where my favorite articles come from. So I kind of have that list in my head too of where am I seeing conversations that I would like to be part of.
Right. When you talk about impact factor, what does that mean?
Oh gosh, I don't answer that question. so there's and I don't really know as much as I should about this, but there are people out there who do these calculations of like how often does this article get cited, and how often do articles in this journal get cited.
Okay.
So as journals are around and publishing good articles that people care about, they kind of start to build a reputation as being a good journal that has good resources, and those things are tracked, and so eventually when a journal's been around long enough, it starts to have enough numbers to say, oh, it gets cited this. And there's complicated things that go into that. It's how often does it get cited by people publishing in other journals, or
Okay.
They look at if it's just somebody citing themselves over and over again, that gets subtracted or factored in some way. So it's very complicated, but there is data out there kind of showing you which journals are actually having an impact on the research world as far as being cited a lot, and which ones are not. And if a journal has a low impact factor, it could just mean that it's kind of new,
Okay.
or it could mean that the field is small. So it isn't. You can't really say a good journal has an impact factor of 2 or whatever, and it's field specific.
Okay.
But it does give you an idea of how the journals in your field stack up against each other as far as whether that's a journal people look to and cite articles from.
Okay. How about the rest of you? How do you decide where to publish?
I would say the same exact thing. Those are my 2 points pretty much. I'm in the field of measurement and psychometrics in education. And so there's a pretty good list if you just Google psychometric journals or educational measurement journals. There's
Okay.
a pretty good listing of articles that you can get there. But even using the keywords journal and what your primary topics are in your article that you're writing, probably give you a good hint, but I kind of had 5 main journals when I started publishing and looking, and then as my research started to develop, I noticed that I started citing some other journals more frequently, and so I started looking into those and realized, oh, this is a really good journal that I should have looked at a long time ago. And so just looking at what you're reading and what you find interesting probably leads you to that too.
Okay.
No, it's the same. It's really about who do you want to be in conversation with.
Okay.
So, and the people who you want to be in conversation with are the same people who you want to be publishing with.
Okay. And what about in math land?
Well, in math, I publish in science and math education. They have the same thing. They have a wiki page for math education and this Google Doc that someone made. I think in science education, we pull the journals and look at what they have. Some of them have impact factors. Some of them tell you a little bit about, like a blurb, what's in the actual journal, or the focus of the journal. Sometimes colleagues are really great to get to as well. Like I'll go to colleagues and talk to them about, this is my type of research. There are some journals that all of this comes from, and they might give you some insight.
And find out where they're going. Cool. What was that Dr. Stansbury had us do the first night of class? I'm putting you on the spot. Okay, and you look panicked, so I won't ask it. There we go.
It was. The 2 definitive ones are Cabell's and Old
Okay,
So those are the two places, and they're on the handout.
okay, excellent. And we'll put it in the comments too.
Okay.
Of the-
Those are really good indexed databases that are specifically for that purpose.
Okay, good. But Google is our friend and okay to use even when you're fancy PhDs.
Well, when I Googled, I found the first list that came up was by University of Indiana. I knew they were good in my field.
Uh-huh.
So I knew I had, I went a little beyond just accepting whatever Google said. I did do a little due diligence on my source
Okay.
there.
Oh, I might also say too, the organization that you're involved in, so I'm part of American Educational Research Association, AERA,
Uh-huh.
and they have journals that are published under their organization. And so if you look on their website, there's often a publication or a journal listing of ones that are published within that organization, so that's usually something.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And the only thing that I would add to the discussion though is once you do identify something as being a good journal that you'd like to publish in, you still want to look at the aims and scope of the journal and browse their table of contents, because not every article fits in not every great article fits in every great journal.
Okay,
Sometimes the focus is just a little, like internet and higher education. It's a good journal, but it's about online learning and higher education basically. So if you do a study that's with the K-12 population, you're probably not going to send it to internet and higher education because you're out of their scope.
okay,
So that's an obvious example. You can't always tell as easily from the title, so you kind of have to poke around and familiarize yourself with the journal a little bit, and try to find a journal where not only the quality matches, but also just the fit.
okay.